Allow me to share my story. In March 2022, I broke up with my live-in partner, and we've been together for 16 and a half years. I was a working mom, and we had two daughters. And at that time, it was really difficult for me to balance work and doing the chores at home. And I was physically, emotionally, and mentally drained all the time. And at work, I used to be obsessed with my calendar, but during that time, I just don't want to do anything. And everything seemed so hard for me. Um, I, I don't want to plan anything. I don't want to do anything. And it was really difficult for me to even choose the food, what I'm going to cook for dinner for my kids. I don't want to plot anything on my calendar. And so someone told me that I think I need to see a therapist. But at that moment, I told that person that I don't need a therapist. I can heal myself. That time, I was certain that I can really heal myself, but I just don't know when. I don't know how. But I was really sure that I can do it. And in March 2023, my mom passed away, and I said, God, you know what? I'm not really over that breakup yet. And now my mom is gone. And it was just so confusing for me. And in August of 2023, my eldest brother passed away. And I said, God, you know what? I can't take this anymore. I don't think I can handle this. It's way too much for me. And that time of my life, I became this horrible, awful, terrible person. I've hurt a lot of people intentionally and unintentionally. And eventually, on July of 2024, I decided to quit my job because my body can't take the pressure anymore. And in August 2024, I started my small business. It was my dream business. It was doing good for the first 2 to 3 months, but around in December, things are kind of falling apart, and I was in a state of panic. I really didn't know what to do, and in January of 2025, my kids decided to stay with their dad. And um, in that time, I thought I've lost everything that I have. I've lost my job, the love of my life, my mom, my brother, my business. And at that time, everything seems not working out well for me. And I was in this depressing state. But I still try to look for jobs, but I receive a lot of job rejections, and I thought there was something wrong with me. But I was just so confused and scared and mad, like all the negative emotions, I felt them all during that time. And when my kids left me sometime in February, first week of February 2024, I was really scared, and I can feel and see this dark, grayish, fog-like bubble thing. It's wrapped around my body. It was just so strong. It was so powerful. It's making me paralyzed. And I know during that time, I was in the verge to my insanity. But there's a tiny voice within me. That tiny voice is saying to me that This is not how it's supposed to end. And that tiny voice is telling me to fight. And when I heard that voice, I prayed to God. I told God that just get me out of this bubble because I can't do it alone. And I didn't really remember what happened after that, but I decided to leave the commercial space that I'm leasing because I couldn't afford it anymore. And my sister said that I can stay in my mom's house. It's actually the last thing that I want to do in my life, but during that time, I didn't have much choice. And so I went back home, and I didn't stay in my mom's house. I stayed at the back portion of the house. There was a small studio type apartment that my sister is managing, and no one's leasing it during that time. And she told me that maybe I want to take a look of the house first so that I can, lay out my furnitures and stuff. And when I went into the studio type apartment, I just felt that I'm gonna be happy there. The feeling was just so strong. And I said, well, this is a good start for me. And eventually in March of 2025, I got a job. And so I said to myself, well, maybe this is a new life for me. And, it's still painful to think about the things in the past, but I just really want to move on. And so I got the job. I was fit for the job. The compensation was fair. We had friendly colleagues. My best friend during that time was working in that same company. And our client is friendly and professional. They're open to process suggestions and feedback. And then I said, this is too good to be true. Something's telling me that I need to be prepared for something. And so fast forward to November of 2025, we had a meeting at the office, and it was announced that we're gonna be having a job redundancy. And the people around me were panicking while I was just there listening during the meeting. The first thing that came into my mind is that God is redirecting me somewhere. He doesn't want me to be complacent. And and so one of our supervisors came up to me and he asked me, so what are your plans? And I told him, well, my plan is to have no plan. I have no plans at all. And I just told him maybe I'll just do a little bit soul searching. I don't know, meet up with my kids, just take a break during the holiday season. And he said, okay. And my best friend, who's also employed in that office, she told me, aren't you scared that we're gonna lose our job? And I told her, ma'am, do you think after all the challenges that I've been through, I'm gonna be scared over a job loss? No, no, it's not happening. I'm not gonna babysit all those negative emotions anymore. No, I'm so done with it. It's so last season. And so she laughed. And fast forward to December of 2025, I came across this video, and the speaker said that I have to ask myself, who am I? Who am I without my job title, without my role as a mom, as a daughter, as a cousin, friend, etc.? And what makes me happy? And what makes me fulfilled? And and so I began to think, like, who am I? And then I remembered when I was a kid, I loved selling stuff. And so I thought, the small business that I have. I thought that was my mission in life, but I said no, that's not it, because I'm doing selling because of the money. So that's not it. And I've been thinking about it all night, and then suddenly, like, oh my gosh, I don't know myself anymore. I don't know what makes me happy. I don't know who am I, just me being me. And so I cried. And I told myself, nah, I'm gonna just think about this some other time. And 3 days after Christmas, while I was cooking lunch, I suddenly remembered who I am. When I was a kid, whenever I learned something new or I had a wonderful experience, I just want to share it to a friend. Okay. And then I thought, like after a few minutes, I thought about one of the fulfilling jobs that I have. It actually included the tasks. One of the tasks included coaching and mentoring. So every time I'm gonna be having a coaching or mentoring session, I'm gonna be really excited because I know that I'm gonna inspire someone, and at the same time I'm gonna learn something about that person. And a few moments later, it hit me. I realized God gave me those challenges so that I'll have interesting stories to inspire people. And as soon as I realized that, it's like there's a big splinter in my heart that was been unplugged. And it was just so crazy, unbelievable, and beautiful at the same time. I thought there was no perfect term for it, but thinking about it, there is a perfect word, and it is a miracle. And so, if you're in pain right now, whatever the reason may be, it can be about a breakup, job rejections, job loss, death of loved ones leaving you. You gotta understand that something beautiful is waiting for you. It's way too beautiful, it's way beyond your imagination. And if you feel like giving up, I want you to imagine your 4-year-old self standing in front of you right now. What do you think he or she will tell you now that you're about to give up? Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet. Your 4-year-old self will say to you right now, go, 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 fight, 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 go, 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 you're almost there, fight, 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 you can do this, help is on the way, go, 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 fight. Tell me if I'm wrong. Write me an email, send me a letter, or message me on LinkedIn. You too can heal. You're powerful than you think. You just don't know it yet.